I'm just trying to,
Sure.
I'm trying to make it easier. So let me just
That's
show
it. You make it a lot easier. That's what I was really getting at is it looks like I could be a lot quicker. Go ahead.
So like I just showed you, you can go on a player's profile and just start a lesson, but you also can go in here and you can go into the hamburger menu and you can go into lessons and coaching rates and you can set your coaching rates. And so you can see, you can add a coaching rate here. So you can add for 1 stroke, and you can see down here, 1 stroke, 2 or 4 strokes. You can go
Very
for
interesting.
over
Uh-huh.
ball. You can add your for 20 minutes, you can have rates 20 minutes, 50 minutes, 110 minutes, okay? And you save it. And this is what it is right here. And then you can share your rates. So you can go out and you can say, okay, I want to share my rates. I'm going to send them out to social media. And it's got a QR code on that. So you can share your rates to
Very
anybody.
nice. Very nice.
Mail, text it to anybody, and then say, hey, download the app. You also have the ability to go on the front of the app. Let me just also go one thing. So let's say for a
Yeah,
stroke
yeah, yeah.
analysis, if you want to do a hired stroke analysis lesson, as soon as they hire you, you have a lesson, right? And so you have 3 days. They have 3 days to send you the video. You have 3 days to send it back. In a live video call, you schedule it, right? You schedule it for a certain time and day. So the coach has to go into their availability. And so we go right here, coach calendar availability, and your coach sets your availability. So let's look at one day here. I got Monday, 10 to 5 o'clock or whatever. So if I go here at 10 to 5 o'clock, so if I untap it, so now I'm only available at 10:30. If I want to be available from 9 o'clock on, so I tap it and then I go back and I can save it. And then you can see it's not saved until it says default availability has been saved. Then as a player can look on my schedule and let's see if I have my other app here and so I'm on a player app here because it says coach lessons, not player lessons. On the coach app said my players, this one says coach lessons. And so if we go into hire a coach, for instance, and we looked up Brian Teacher, and by the way, there's a budget on there. If somebody had a budget and they wanted to search for a particular budget, they had a certain budget, they could put their numbers in. So for right here, so let's say live video consult lessons. So this is my profile. And so live video. So let's say, we wanted to hire him. I think this rate is wrong, is incorrect because I was testing something. So I put in a $30 rate for 20 minutes, which is not good for me, but I'll change that after this. So you
Yep.
see the days I'm available
Yep.
for days, and let's say on the 14th. And so these are the times I'm available. I won't hire myself, but I'm just going to go. So let's say I wanted 11:30 less, and you go next. And then all of a sudden my credit card's in there and it's submit. And next thing you know, I have hired Brian Teacher for a lesson, and that lesson will open up, and it would be just like as if Brian did a free lesson for me, and I can show you what that would look like right now with a free video call lesson. So I'll go into my app and I'll look up, just for instance, I'll look up Lori Sites and I'll say, okay, I'm going to start a live video consult lesson with her. Just pretend that she hired me, but it says I have one already existed there. So let's try Chase Kelly just to show you. Start a live video consult. Says I got also all my contacts. I have unfinished lessons already. Let me try one more with somebody that works for me just to show you how it works. See if I can get somebody that I'll just go in here, and this is Lori Sites. So let's see. So I'm going to look Brian Teacher up, and I'm in Lori Sites, a player app. And so I'm going to go for show more lessons because it says I have it says, so you can see here, current lessons is a free live video consult. So that's the lesson that I have going.
That's what I do too. I do free live. I think that's a good way to go. You just let people call you and send you like a 30-second clip. Is that what you do? And that's kind of what I do.
So in this thing, that's what I'm saying. They can actually send me a full match if I want to. They can download a full match, and I have a website. So if you're on the website, you can actually do the call on the website, and it'll take it. So you can do mix and match. Somebody could be on their phone and you could be on your website if they hired you, and it will take the appropriate time. If somebody hired you for 40 minutes on the website, you'll be able to do it on the website, and you'll have a bigger screen if you wanted to look at on a bigger screen, right? So you'd be able to do the call on a big screen or a little screen, whatever you want. And you could go over. So my call is not live per se, like yours. Mine is saying, hey, you want to go over, let's go over in a video call. You load a full match up there, right? And you can load a full match really easy on the website. So once you have a profile on the app, you have a profile, you just sign in on the computer. And once you're in the website on the computer, in your library or lesson space, you could load as much video as you want. You can load it from your computer, from Dropbox, and it's very simple and fast. You don't have to worry about Wi-Fi connections on your computer, and you load it really quickly, and it goes into this lesson space. Then when we go into a live consult, we share a screen, and it's instead of saying, hey, well, you're paying me, this is an hour lesson or 50-minute lesson. Do you want to go over the 50 minutes, or do you have particular spots in the video that you want me to address with you live right now? And so you can basically look at a whole match or a practice, or you can analyze strokes. You can analyze strokes just like I was showing you before. So you have to download this stuff. I don't know how it downloads there. It did while we're on this screen share. But so I could basically open this up, and a match opens up this way as well. And so you can open it up. And if you want to be on the video call and be drawing, you could do that. Or
I like that.
So you can just play it. So if you have a match loaded up, so there is awkward. So if you had a match loaded up, you can go over it live and just go to the points and scroll through. And why this system is better than traditional viewing is when you load a match on Jack, for instance, you now have a reference point of tracking the ball. So you can see right here, the ball comes. So there's not a good shot for him, but anyway, if somebody had like if you're looking at a match recorder from behind the court, for instance, you're looking at a serve and a return a serve, and you're trying to help the guy on return a serve. So you're able to track the balance point of the returner with his split step in relationship to where that ball is.
Ah, yes, that's great.
And so you're able to see, oh my God, he took too big of a step. And look where the ball is. We know that if you look at Djokovic, for instance, that he is in perfect balance every time that ball crosses the net immediately.
Yeah.
Djokovic balance is pivoted to go to the ball, and he's loose with his feet to pivot. If you don't have that balance, you're not going to have a good return of serve. And so we can really show the person these details in a match in this format that you can't show in traditional viewing. So you can take a whole video with my app if you want to take a whole video with my app. And so, or you could load video that you've taken with a more sophisticated device. So either way. So if you go to the camera at the front, I'll just go to the home screen. If you go to the camera at the front of the device and you check up here, which is the settings, I typically go actually at 720p is what I like to, and frames a second. Just for instance, you can see right here at 720p, 60 frames. I don't typically need 60 frames. Then you can see it takes into account how much space you have on your device. And at the top right, 45 minutes. So I typically go 30 frames per second. And then
you cut out the storage space.
An hour and 30 minutes. So you could have good encoding. So that's the speed I keep it on. So I could record an hour and 30 minutes, put this up behind the court and take the whole match that way. And then they can, and then it's
30
on the
megabytes
thing. And you can just go through it. Or if you want to, like I say, load a whole match that you took with a GoPro or something, you could do that. So it shows you what to take there. And then just to let you know, so we also have right here in the top left, which is the timer. So if you wanted a self timer, you could start in 5, 10, 20 seconds.
Gotcha.
And you could set your record for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 10 minutes or max. So it's up to you. So we got a lot of functionality on it.
This is really well done. Yeah. And I was right about what I was thinking. This would save me a ton of time, actually, because I do most of this stuff, slow motion, everything, but I do it manually.